Well, I got my idea from talking to so many people. I'm from Africa, and I talk to so many people, and they all come up with, the division of, people not being together, and people talking about one another. That we, Africans are, this from the bushes, and we don't have, we chase elephants and we chase lions all day, so we don't have homes. So it's kind of like prompt me to say, well, I gotta let these people know what's going on. The process, it took a while actually. It took a while for me to write my story. It took me about maybe 6 years, I would say, to write the story. But it was just like putting things together, like one at a time, write jot things down, and tell whatever somebody discuss. You talk about it, and then you go and jot it down, and then little by little, as you jot things down, you start to make a story. What makes it unique is like telling a story about why people should get to be together, and should also not just be together, but should be informed about what's going on in somebody else's culture. If you don't know somebody's culture, don't just put it down and think that their culture is not good and your culture is better than theirs. And that's what makes it unique, because the theme of the book is unity. Yeah, well, like I said, it's bridging the gap between culture and religion. And we, African, I'm an African from Africa, and we have, African Americans. They have, the perception about looking at African in a different way. And we Africans look at it in our own way. So it's all about perception. But we don't want perception to be the reality. We want, reality to overcome perception. So that's why I come up with, this book. So it's very informative for people to know as to what's going on in one another culture. Very hard, because you got to put emotion into writing. You got to put your feelings into it. You got to put how you feel about your situations to be able to be a writer. Because some people don't have that drive, so they will get weak. They will get, through all the context and say, well, I don't have time to do this. I don't want to tell the story. But you got to have, some emotions to be able to tell your story. The most difficult thing I read in the book was compiling my story together. That was the most difficult thing I read in this book, compiling the story together and going to the author. I mean, not the author, but going not the author. I'm going to the producer, and then let them know so your story can flow. Because sometimes they get your story off out of context, and then you gotta make sure that it flow to how you want it. This book is called Bridging the Gap. It's bridging the gap between culture and religion, and it's actually bridging the gap between culture and religion, because a lot of culture in America gets all misconstrued, that you come from different country, they look at you funny and they look at you in a different way, because the American culture, the Western culture, teach them a different thing about other culture, so they're not informed when it comes to that. And my name is Dougowea Tarlue. I'm from Africa, West Africa, Liberia. And I've been in America for a little while now. I've been, I would say, almost 30 years. But it's prompted me to write a book, to tell, so people can relate to the story that I'm telling. And where you can find it, I got this book on Amazon, on ebook, and a few other bookstores, and actually it's at Barnes & Noble as well. So it's all over the place right now.